a beautiful summer in the great state of Alaska. The Anchorage Wolverines return to the ice here at the Sullivan Arena to start the 2025-26 regular season. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Isaac Smolden. I'm joined to my left by Parker Hovilla. And Parker, how was your summer? We are back here at the Sully for the end of training camp, the first inter-squad game out of 2 this weekend.
You know, I started seeing those leaves change color, and I knew one thing was around the corner: hockey season.
Yeah, getting back to work.
Getting back to work.
Stop being so lazy.
Yeah, taking your weekends off. This is unbelievable. No, summer was great, though. A lot of fishing, a couple of incidents. For those of you who tuned into the podcast, they know the full story there. Isaac, how was your summer?
I went to Japan, and we talk about it on the podcast. Good way to shout that out right off the hop.
Throw a little side hop there.
Yeah, Wolverine Nation on this YouTube channel, as it turns out.
On this YouTube. After the game, check it out.
After the game, check it out. And, you know, after this weekend, we'll be talking again with head coach Mike Akins about how he thinks things went. This is really, really exciting, Parker, because not only is it the start of a new season, but additionally, you've got a lot of new faces out there on the ice tonight, and it's always great to see these guys for the first time get just a little glimpse into what we could see out of them for potentially an entire season in just a month or so.
You know, absolutely. You know, looking at it this morning and going through the roster since we got them, I mean, there's about 90% of the names that are new guys coming in, and that's the cool part about junior hockey. The turnover rate is so quick for these athletes. They move on so fast, whether it's guys aging out, guys deciding to go to college, Brock Devlin being one of them. He had another year of eligibility. He was ready for Dartmouth. So, you know, it's an exciting season, or exciting start to the season, I should say, and we get to ride along.
Yeah, and even though you see this every year in junior hockey, I think this year is really a lot more severe as far as guys not coming back to the Wolverines. I mean, when you look at the departures that were 05s, 06s, they had like 9 guys that had another year of junior eligibility. You got a couple of them in college. You got Patrick Tolan and Toby Carlson, 2 local guys that are playing in the USHL right now. And, you know, ultimately with all these guys, you're rooting for their individual success, you know, especially for the local fans, seeing those homegrown kids go and have success at an even higher level of junior hockey. But, you know, selfishly, if you're management and if you're,
you want them coming back.
If you're us, you kind of are hoping that maybe 1 or 2 of them come back so you can get another great year of hockey from them. But yeah, I mean, that team last year just loaded up and down the entire roster with talent. Drew Nelson as well in the USHL, I should mention. And, you know, that's what happens when you have a lot of success in a season, when you have a lot of young guys that are producing a ton of your offensive output, that are really making a name for themselves. Guys get drafted to the U show, you lose them. And now there's a big opportunity for a lot of guys in the locker room right now that either haven't had junior hockey experience, or maybe they've been bouncing around for a couple of years, different leagues, different teams in the NOL, and they could find their, you know, home right here in Anchorage for this season.
Yeah, new boots to fill, and what better boots to fill than those that get to skate on the ice every night in the Sullivan Arena at home.
There's a head coaching change this year for the Wolverines as well, but it's not someone unfamiliar to the team. Head coach Mike Akins gets the reins for the Wolverines' 5th season. He was the coach during the Wolverines' inaugural season about 4 years ago, and he's coming back, a record of 33-19-8 in that first year, led the team to a Robertson Cup final appearance where they unfortunately fell short 3-0 against the champions, the New Jersey Titans, that season. But I think something that's comforting for me, should be comforting to Wolverines fans, Parker, is you look at that team that Akes had that first year. It was a bunch of guys that were cast-offs from other NOL teams, that were NA3 guys from other leagues, very similar to the makeup of, I think, the guys that we're going to see tonight here at the end of training camp in this first inter-squad game. He was able to take that roster all the way to a finals appearance, and a lot of that was the character in the locker room. When we were talking with him on the podcast, he talks about looking for high-character guys. And I think that as we get later into the season, you hope that he can repeat what he did in that first year, get guys to gel and really pull the rope all the same direction.
Exactly. You know, he kind of talked about the island of misfit toys, so to speak, you know, and took that team on a championship run, kind of a Cinderella story, not the ending that folks wanted, but nonetheless, a great season behind the bench for Mike Akins.
Yeah, absolutely. And another big story, a guy that we're going to be taking a look at tonight, Aiden Lawson, Eagle River native, back to the team, traded from Maryland back to his hometown just a couple of days ago, and he's already suiting up. He's down there in the tunnel right now getting ready to hit the ice. And just like every year, a ton of local Alaska guys, Anchorage guys spread all throughout these lineups. Of those local guys, who are you really looking to see make an impact here at this first inter-squad game?
You know, I had a lot of notes written on Aiden there, and he is a UAF commit, so that's one thing. When we go up to Fairbanks, they're going to be watching him there. And it's so awesome to see another local hometown kid coming back to play in the Sullivan Arena. And, you know, there was a great article written on ADN a couple months back about Toby Carlson. And it talks about, and it just, the atmosphere the Sullivan Arena is to those local kids. And especially for you and I, we grew up watching Aces games here. These guys were a lot younger than us. They were playing mini sticks down in the corner probably when we were sitting in the crowd. But, you know, it's going to be really something interesting to see, and I'm excited about it. You know, another Anchorage kid, Jack Williams, a defenseman. He's an 06. He's another guy coming in trying to cut his teeth, hopefully having enough to make this lineup here. And it'll be interesting to see some of the new, fresh local faces, guys who have played, gone out of state, and now they're coming back trying to cut their teeth here with the Wolverines.
I'll tell you who I'm looking for, and selfishly it's because we played for the same high school team in Houston High School, but it's Daniel Matviev. He got into a game last year as an affiliated player. He scored the only goal in a game where the Houston High School team played against West Anchorage, and it was the only game that West lost the entire season. He was the lone goal scorer, got the GWG. He had a couple really good looks in that one game against Kenai River too. Very unselfish player despite playing for a small school and getting a ton of ice time, a ton of looks. I think that's made him very well conditioned. I think he has a great mindset for this level. If he can catch up to the speed of Null hockey, especially early in the season, should he have the chance to move on from training camp, I think that he could be a really special player for this team the next couple of years, and I'm excited to see him out there with all the other fresh faces here tonight.
You know, and that's the thing. This is preseason. It's getting guys going, getting back into the swing of things, knocking the rust off the boots, so to speak. And it's going to be really interesting to see these guys coming in. And at the start of a season, watching a team form, and that's the starting process right now. There's a lot of names on these rosters, and it's going to cut down into the lower 20s. So they've got some beef to cut, so to speak. But it's still awesome to see. We're playing hockey in September. As
our officials take the ice, Louis Imbriani and Chris Rothermel here tonight. Some other news from around the Midwest Division. The Wisconsin Wendigo moving out of Eagle River, Wisconsin. They're playing right next to Milwaukee now. And, you know, selfishly,
better travel.
Better travel, I will say. Easier flight in, but selfishly, there is nothing like hanging out in the resort town of Eagle River, Wisconsin. And, you know, getting to meet the Wendigo fans up there, you know, they're very disappointed about that move, I'm sure, but a new fan base potentially now getting the opportunity to watch some junior hockey in a market where there is a little bit of a gap there potentially. And all those Wisconsin Wendigo fans that are from Eagle River can make the drive down. That was a really well-coached organization last year, well-run organization last year. Talent up and down the lineup. They fell short in the semifinal round against Lone Star. I think they're going to be a team to watch again this year. They've had a lot of departures as well. I think with the move, though, anytime you get that first-year energy, it can go really well or it can go really poorly. I think that they have the pieces in place to ride that energy and be another threatening team in the playoffs this season.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for the start of this year to see the new rivalries that are formed. And yet again, the same rivalries with Kenai and Fairbanks, and I know there's no love lost between those two organizations, even with new faces suiting up.
Yeah, and you have two new coaches with both those other Alaska teams as well, which is really, really interesting, right? I mean, with Fairbanks, you're always going to have that rivalry between Anchorage and the Ice Dogs, and Luca Riccardi getting the seed there for the Ice Dogs. There's a lot of faces that have been kind of on the perimeter of those Ice Dogs teams for a while, and that's a team, Parker, that they didn't make the playoffs for a couple of years. They make it back last year, and then they're quickly swept out of contention by the Wolverines. It's a team that's, you got to think they're hungry coming into this season, trying to get their piece.
There's going to be blood in the water.
And another team that's really intriguing, I think maybe the most intriguing team in this division this year, will be the Kenai River Brown Bears. Brand new coach, a lot of new faces. Is this one of those years where the Brown Bears find a way to battle their way into the playoffs?
Yeah, no playoffs in what, 4 years now for the Brown Bears?
Something like that, 3 or 4. A couple years ago, they had that run where they edged out Fairbanks and Anchorage, snuck in as the 4 seed, and were dispatched pretty quick by the Wilderness.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. You know, it's a fresh new season. I know I was excited all week, getting ready to come to the rink, and it feels so good to be back in the Sully, and I'm sure you feel the same way.
Yeah, absolutely. As the teams take the ice here, Team Navy is going to be to our right, and Team White will be to our left. We will step away for just a brief moment. When we come back, the starting lineups, the drop of the puck in the first period here, and this first inter-squad matchup, 2025-2026 season, right around the corner. The end of training camp starts now.
All right.
Welcome back to the Sullivan Arena in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska. Isaac Smolden joined by Parker Hovala here for the first of 2 inter-squad games this weekend. Parker, the national anthem is done. We've got a handful of fans that took advantage of having some free entry into the Sullivan here tonight. Hopefully help create a little bit of that atmosphere, although I'll tell you what, it looks so much more empty than it would have if you didn't get the chance to see those over 6,000 people that were crammed in here for Game 3 against the Fairbanks Ice Dogs. I mean, this building is a really special place to play junior hockey.
Oh, without a doubt. It's a fantastic spot. I think it's the best in North America, you know. But I guess my opinion's a little bit biased. But nonetheless, it's so exciting to see fans back in the building, kids running around, excited for hockey action.
Louis Imbriani drops the puck at center ice, face-off between Beadle and Carcos. Puck down, we're underway here in the first period as Team Navy controls the puck behind their own net. It's thrown up the far side, carried into the neutral zone, and keeping it moving down the far side is Carcos. Carcos trying to go to his forehand. He's steered to the near side of the ice and will move up towards the point. He hands it off there to Greeno. Touchdown low to the corner for Lucas Mann. back up to the top of the circle, and now again cycled low. Heading into the corner is Jason Bordakovsky. A puck deflects on net, and the save is made by Luca Stracer. If you want to reach out to the broadcast tonight, you can do so using the email live@AnchorageWolverines.com. That's LIVE at AnchorageWolverines.com. Or, of course, Parker, you can also just use the YouTube chat, because we are
YouTube chat works. We're on
doing
YouTube.
a free broadcast. Yeah, Parker's monitoring that. We'll keep up with that. Face-off controlled now by White in their defensive end. It's chipped out to the neutral zone. Greeno will throw it across to the far side for Xander Mullins, and Team Navy's zone entry goes awry as the White players take possession of the puck on the far side. Now a turnover. Bordakovsky cutting down the near side. Out in front to Karkos. Glove save made by Stracer, and he hangs on to get another stoppage with 18:58 left to go in the first.
Wow, what a big glove save there. What a beautiful setup, too. I thought for sure that one was headed home, and Stracer just reached out with that glove, able to windmill that one back in.
Good chemistry between Bordakovsky and Karkos out there for this Navy team early on. Teammates last year, a shot from the point deflected on net, and Stracer will steer it aside. Now with possession behind the goal frame is Brady Robbins. He starts the breakout up the far side. Robbins controlling the puck, moves it to the close side of the ice. Beetle, that's Rylan Beetle, one of two Beetle brothers on the ice here this evening, dumping it into the zone behind the net. It is Ernst forcing it back out to the red line. Team Navy entering the zone 3-on-2. Near side, back over to the opposite side of the ice, and Leon Buzik throws one up and over the top of the net.
I really love that bang-bang play right there. Just moving the puck well, changing the goalie's angles, and getting shots on net.
Stepping up into the play is Michael Tarasenko. Big Mike, as they've been calling him here in training camp. Huge frame back there on the blue line for this Navy squad. White with possession, near side corner, worked out in front and jumps a stick, leaves the zone. Shutt is back to play it in his defensive end now. Drop pass. It's going to be left for Merritt Waldrop. He was with the team last year, now turns the puck over just inside of his defensive blue line. Gets some help from Lucas Kott. White trying to stay with this puck. Tarasenko, near side corner. Stretch pass was intended for Yoon, and instead goes the length. Icing waved off, however, and now Waldrop will again have the chance to start the breakout here to our left. Back on the blue line, Greeno. One of the few guys returning to this team from last season's squad. Backhand. Forced down low, Greeno steers a man into the boards, comes up the close wall, kept in at the point by Mullins. Down in the far side, Revivo to the opposite point, bounce pass below the net. Body laid by Mullins, now a centering look, out to Revivo, puck's loose. Fighting for possession is Mahar. Into the skate of Waldrop. Navy takes it back. Greeno at the point. To the close side of the ice, shoots one in center mass, and Stracer is able to hold on. Liam Ernst not tested a whole lot across from him here tonight, but he comes to this team with some really good stats out of the Manitoba Junior Hockey League, Parker. Last season, 38 games played, a 1.64 GAA and a 9.34 save percentage. He had a 9.28 the previous season, and he only lost 8 of those games. Pretty impressive stuff.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, and looking at those numbers he put up, I mean, it just seems like, man, you know, surprised other Null teams weren't knocking at the door trying to get him to come join.
Here comes White out of their defensive zone. Beetle, far side, on his backhand, forced behind the net, centering look into the skates of Bordakovsky. His pass is stopped at the point, broken stick on the play as Daniel Matviev got his twig into the lane, had it snapped in half. Gets to the bench for a change. Could be an odd man look here for Navy. Bordakovsky into the offensive end. Backwards for Greeno. Greeno circling around, looking for time. He was forced to his backhand. Taking the puck away is Cole Frauner. Back and forth in the neutral zone. Dropped just inside the blue line, and Beetle might have stepped on a piece of Matviev's stick. That causes him to lose possession. Centering pass to Bordakovsky. He's on his backhand side, stops inside the blue line, has a man wide open near side, shot attempt, blocked in front of the net by Kwame. Another shot goes wide. Beetle looking for Sam Everett in the middle of the ice, normally wearing number 12 for this Wolverines squad. Shot from the high slot, deflected up and over the net by Stracer. And so far, Parker, Team Navy has been all over Team White early in this first period.
It's been all Navy, no White. I mean, it has been unbelievable. They've got a ton of shots on net. White just needs to get things going, get a little chemistry rolling.
Sam Everett, far corner, has his pocket picked by Van Tassel. Navy back through the neutral zone again. Far side to Karkos. He was trying to saucer that back to Van Tassel in the middle of the ice. It's knocked down, and heading the other way is Lyons. Entering the zone from the point. Beatles shot right into the glove of Liam Ernst. He hangs on with 15:04 left to go in the first period.
And looking at the chat, looks like we've got a couple folks responding. Any games between September 19th and 25th? Unfortunately, no, there are not.
Not at home. They
Not at
are
home.
in Minnesota playing the Wilderness to start the season, and then Showcase is that following week, but first home games are not too far into October.
A little bit of a brisker night out there, and then McKenna says hello from Wasilla. Hey, McKenna.
I had to drive in from Wasilla. Cross-ice pass off the skate of Ian Christian, who had a cup of coffee last season with the team. Karkos, another turnover forced. Far side pass, shot on, and Stracer with the blocker. Knocks that back to the corner. Good play there as Blake Mayhar joined the rush.
Yeah, Palin really unleashing there.
Really like what I've seen out of Karkos so far, Parker. He looks so poised out there and is just forcing a ton of turnovers to this Navy team.
Yeah, it looks like he's coming in with a lot more confidence from last season. He got another year older, probably a lot stronger. A lot of these guys are savages in the gym in the offseason.
Absolutely. Yoon backwards to Greeno. Far side in front of the Navy bench. With possession now is Revivo. Greeno will go back to Mullins, close side. One of the younger players from the team last year. He coughs it up below the goal line. Waldrop tried to send that out to the slot again. Now Mullins will spin this to the opposite side of the ice. Revivo battling for it. Poked forward by Greeno. He jumps back up into the rush. Tried to go through the legs of the defenseman Blake Mayhar. And instead, White will come the other way after Mayhar denied him access to the middle of the ice. A clean turnover from White. This is a 2-on-1 the opposite way. Greeno's up the ice with Yoon. Waits with it, sends one backward, shot on, and Ulrich scores! Team Blue gets the icebreaker, 13-19 left in the first. Really great patience by Greeno there, Parker. He has Yoon driving the far side. The lone defender back has to play the pass, and really great awareness by A.J. Ulrich, who had one game played with the team last year on March 22nd. He gets into that rush, gets into the slot, no chance for Stracer.
You know, and that's a familiar face. Like you said, he had one game in the spring, played with the team. And I got to say, Landon Greeno, coming into this training camp this year, he looks like he has so much more confidence carrying that puck and taking the time, waiting for the space. Ulrich gets into that top slot spot, and he's able to just fire one home up over the glove of Stracer.
Here's Yoon crossing the blue line for Navy. Pass far side, then tried to get it back to Montagna. Cycling to the corner. Yoon pinned to the wall by Schutt. Centering look out in front through the legs is Ulrich. He scores! What a goal for A.J. Ulrich. And Navy's up 2-0 very quickly.
2 goals in the last 2 minutes. That is unbelievable.
That was an incredible play by Ulrich. I think he was out there not even with his own line potentially. No. Did they have that full line change complete on that first goal? Now he's out there with Yoon. And, you know, that's the type of goal that you maybe don't get away in March, in April. But, hey, it's September. It's training camp. If you're able to get a look like that and pull it off, coaches take notice of that sort of thing.
Hey, two G's in the first scrimmage game, that's going to turn some eyes no matter what. It doesn't matter how they come. Well, they don't ask how, they ask how many. No. You know what I mean?
I'm asking how on that one. I really like the how.
I really thought that one had no chance of going home. I think it just trickled through the 5-hole there on Stracer.
Yeah, it kind of cut Stracer as he was moving right to left, and I think that opened the 5-hole just enough for that to sneak through. It's not like he went bar down, but you know, when you're in tight like that, you almost have to try something like that where you go through the legs. You're stick handling in a phone booth. So you find a way to get that on net, sometimes good things happen, right?
Yeah, and a lot of pressure coming through there. That was really his only option.
Navy, near side. Shot attempt is blocked by the skate of Matthew Tarleton. He sends it back the other direction. Lyons in on his backhand, and it's forced behind the net by Liam Ernst. Now with possession, White trying to cycle down low. Parker, are you listening to hear if this is your truck or not? Do you need to move your truck? Are you paying attention to Bob? He might be blocking a handicap spot or something out there.
Sounds like it. I was trying to listen with one ear there.
With possession of the puck now, Mason Montagna gives it up to Bordakovsky. Gets to the red, forces this one back behind the goal line. Stracer sends it to the opposite corner. Jumping into the play is Tarleton. Shot deflected on net in front by Jack McKenna. And Stracer will get a stoppage with 11:33 still to play here in the first period. Grandma Stimple is still watching the broadcast. Jack Williams. Watching Jack Williams specifically from the great state of Indiana. Very good to have Grandma Rapp with us here this evening.
For those of you new to the Wolverines, Jackson Stimple was the captain last year.
Playing for Oswego now this year, yeah?
Yeah, Division III, NCAA.
A lot of guys from that team making the transition to NCAA hockey. Here's Karkos, far side. He shoots and scores! Andrew Karkos has been knocking on the door tonight, and he blows this one wide open for Navy as they're up by 3. We're not even halfway through the first period.
And that is a signature Karkos goal. Coming in, shoots far side just between that pad and blocker. We watched him do it so many times this year. And that is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and here's the thing about Karkos, Parker, is, you know, in the regular season, he had kind of an off and on season, right? He was just under a half a point a game. But in the playoffs, he had 5 points in 8 games. He was one of those third, fourth line guys that stepped up, showed up in the playoffs in a big way. And so far, it's just one game, it's a scrimmage, but I really like the confidence I'm seeing in his game. I mean, that is exactly what you want to see from one of those guys that was younger last year and now has the chance to be a leader on this year's squad.
Yeah, and you know, the expectation is to him to come in and be a veteran presence on this team this year. And that's one of the things, we go back to talking about junior hockey so much. You're here for a brief period of time, so you got to take great strides every year to come in and kind of grow your game in every facet. And last year he did a really great job being that depth guy, and this year they're going to look for him to score.
Navy is trying to rush back up the ice again. Here's Tarleton. His drop pass goes awry just inside the blue line. Could be a clean break the other way. Here's Everett. His shot is fought off by Ernst. Navy loses possession again. White, a shot on net. Ernst with the stop. Forces us back to the top of the near side circle, and now Navy will clear as Merritt Waldrop was almost able to capitalize on a bad miscue from the Navy defense. Waldrop, saucer pass, knocked down, recollected, and some pushing and shoving over on the far side.
Yeah, between Johnson and Waldrop there.
Navy back the other way. Matviev on his backhand, waiting. Finds a pass out in front. Ulrich scores!
There's the hat trick.
A.J. Ulrich, 3 goals in the first period. And I don't know if the fans are aware that that is the case. But holy smokes, Parker. That is absolutely incredible.
And that's someone who got a taste of playing in the Knoll last year, playing in Anchorage for just that 1 game sample size, and he's coming out here tonight, and you know he wants to make this team this year.
And here's Navy right off the face-off, back in, shot on. Stracer will knock this one to the close corner. And really two guys that got a taste last year, because Matviev holds that one in the zone. It's another bad turnover by White as they go the other way now. Entering the zone is Noah Johnson, stolen off of his stick. And really good patience by Matviev, Parker, sitting behind the goal line, waits for Ulrich to get there. And once again, just like that first goal, Ulrich, really good job of finding the empty part of the ice, getting there, and just throwing the puck on net.
Absolutely. You know, good things happen when you take pucks to the net.
Xander Mullins, that guy's a bit of a dog out there, Parker. I mean, that is a kid that was not afraid to throw the body around. And
cage on or off.
Yeah, and you know, now he's got a little bit more experience. You really look for him to be kind of a defensive stalwart of this year's team.
Yeah, looking to step up into that role. You know, he slotted in on that bottom six last year, and bottom pairing for the Wolverines. And this year, you know, he's got some boots to fill. Brock Devlin leaving, a lot of the D-core leaving, headed off to college, and now it's Mullins' time to stand up and get those big minutes.
Here's Beadle into the zone. Greeno forces the puck away from him. Bordakovsky up the far side of the ice, turned around, and it is dumped back in. And I've got a correction, Parker. It's not Stracer and net. I forgot they changed the jerseys on us last minute. Right now, they've got Drake Owens in the cage for Team White.
Okay.
We couldn't find the jersey last minute. That's the insider scoop.
There were
some jerseys. There were some jerseys missing in the bucket. Sounded like.
Interesting.
Navy's offsides here as they re-enter the zone. Mike is asking me if I know the shots, but I do not. I think we're only going to get shots in between periods here.
Yeah.
Our fantastic, it is our regular scorebox crew down there, and they're all in their golfing shirts and their hoodies, and they're texting stuff to Bob. I was like, how you guys want to do it? They're like, on paper. Sounds good. We appreciate you guys showing up, as always. Scooped into the zone by Navy.
White's got to get something going here. Down 4-0 in the first, 7:28 to go.
You know, when they told me that the lineups were going to stay the same for both nights, I was thrilled because it's so hard to, you know, try to get all the names correct when no one's wearing nameplates and there's a bunch of new faces.
And it's all the same numbers.
Another rush for Navy. Bordakovsky back to the middle of the ice. That pass didn't connect. Maybe one too many. White could have a chance the other way here. Ian Christian is denied access to the zone as Devin Berg puts a good body on him, stops that 2-on-1. Navy the other way, shot on by Berg, who jumped up into the rush, shrugged aside by Maisner.
And Berg, another one of those guys, he got a game.
Owens.
Berg got a game last year as well.
White back into the zone, and good poke check there from Tarasenko. Bordakovsky has it again. Down into the corner, off the back wall. White battling for it on the far side. And yeah, Parker, I think the thing that's concerning now is you know, you want the rosters to be the same so that we can try to get the names as accurate as possible here for training camp. But on the other hand, if Navy starts to run away with this one, maybe we need to swap some guys.
Yeah, well, maybe just change Ulrich. I mean, he's already having a night.
White with possession, close side. Cross-ice pass. Tarleton holds the zone. Rather Van Tassel. That's the other thing, too, is they're all wearing the same numbers.
Yeah.
You know, I'll pay for us to get numbers for one team in the 90s next year, just so that we don't got to remember which are the duplicates or not.
It's going to be a nightmare for my flashcard studies tonight, I'll tell you what. How's your Friday night looking?
I'm taking the bullet for you.
Flashcards.
I'm taking the bullet for you. I did my practice last night, so tomorrow you can hop in the driver's seat, and I'm just going to cruise along, baby. I got tons of time to make sure I get the names right tomorrow. Puck touched on its way into White's end. Icing waved off as a result. They have possession now. Circling behind the cage is Noah Johnson. Everett towards the middle, finds Lyons. Everett picks up a loose puck now, circling to the far side circle. Opens up, sends one low for Beadle. Look to get that back out to Everett, stopping and trying to go back to the far side. Now a turnover is recollected by White at the top of the zone. Cycled to Everett. He's pinned to the wall. Off the back glass, deflected back to Beadle. He starts up the far side again. Dropped at the point. Able to stay with it was Tarleton. Down below the goal line now, Mullins colliding with Lyons. Greeno shovels this back to the opposite side, and now Navy will be able to break it out.
And Everett's the easy one to spot because he's the one wearing his actual number. You wore 5 last year.
No, he was 12.
Oh, he was 12?
Cole Christian.
-1.
Here's Navy, another rush. Van Tassel's in, he shoots and he scores! Owens lets that one slip by 5-hole, and Navy is up 5-0 as Van Tassel gets in on the action. Well, you look at the bench bosses here, Parker and Ilya Demidov. I mean, he couldn't be more happy, but you know, Luke Cooley in his coaching debut here down to the left. I don't know, maybe get the whiteboard out, Cools.
Yeah,
like
Cooley, what's happening?
Mix up some lines or something.
You know, I know he's going to go back and watch this video too.
Yeah, he's going to have to cut it all.
Yeah.
For pre-scout tomorrow. Navy wasn't able to enter the zone clean. White will force it back the other direction. Dodging a check is caught.
From the look so far, I don't know if Cooley has potential for a head coach position.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe might have to grab the iPad and join us again this season.
Get the iPad, Cooley. It'll be all right.
Here's Yoon, far side. With some space is Lucas Mann. He tried to go back to the middle of the ice.
Yeah, Ulrich wide open there again in the slot.
Are they going to start covering him? Maybe don't let that guy shoot at this point, you know?
Yeah, you know, they need a little fire starter going here. I mean, it's 5-0 here in the first period.
Now, I know Grammy Dangles texted you. Big shout out to Sam.
Big shout out to Grammy
with
Dangles.
Dubuque.
He goes, miss you boys, life is good. Just beat Gomez's team 6-1.
Amber is saying the video coach must be busy. The bad news, Amber, is the video coach is the one in charge of the white bench right now. So his greatest asset is taken away as a shot from the point. Goes through traffic from Montagna and is narrowly shrugged aside by Owens.
Yeah, we'll miss hanging out with Grammy Dangles.
In the quarter is Team Navy. AJ Ulrich back to the neutral zone. Mike, I couldn't tell if you were live on the broadcast or just in my ear.
I'm live on the broadcast now because if Grammy's watching, we're proud of you, man. Proud of you.
Proud of you.
Now off to got the call to the U show.
Montagna on net. Knocked back to the close side corner. Ulrich tried to bat one down. Dodging a check is Beadle. Comes up the close wall, but the puck trickled just by him. And Navy will again look to break this out from their defensive end. Ulrich cuts into the zone with Montagna. To the point, a give and go. He's got it at the goal line now, out in front. Tried to drag that one back to his forehand. And White had possession for a moment. Taking a hit there is McKenna. White will throw this one down the ice, and it's an icing call. 2:24 left to go in the first period, as Team Navy still up 5-0. Coming up after the end of the first, we'll take a look at the stats from this period. And, you know, normally we'd have our coaches' interviews here from our assistant coaches. Parker, you think Cooley would give us an interview right now?
I don't know if we want Cooley to give an interview right now.
Too fiery.
I can see the steam coming from his ears.
I think he's going to go snap a clipboard in that locker room.
OG Keith Morris move. The
Karkos,
Iron Horse.
Pocket picked. Loose puck in the middle of the ice, steered back to the corner by the defense. Bordakovsky up to the point, shot tipped on, it's loose out at the goal line, and White scores! Noah Johnson has that one right on the doorstep and tucks it home as a shot from Jack Williams at the point is slowed down by Ernst, but he wasn't able to freeze play, and there is the goose egg off the scoreboard. Get another look at it here, and again, just throw the puck on net here, Parker, especially in a game like this.
You're down 5 rip.
You might as well just start getting something going towards the net.
Yeah, no shot's a bad shot. And you just see this puck handled out up to the point. And then a nice little flutter shot. Body's in the way.
Lyons gets dumped off the faceoff as White dumps it back into the Navy zone. Ernst up the close wall. Flipped back to the red line, trying to knock this one forward, and now with possession is Busick, and it's thrown on net, where Drake Owens is able to make the stop. $1:46 still to go here in the opening frame. Well, Johnson, a native of Mound, Minnesota. First goal for the team wearing the white jerseys here tonight. Face-off is won back by the team wearing home Jays. They're back up the ice, 3-on-2. Deflected. Back the other way by Navy, as into the corner goes Van Tassel. A turnover from White, and then good steal from Rylan Beidel, the younger of the two Beetle boys, excuse me. Now he comes up the far side, waiting with it. Saucer pass, jumps the stick of Caleb Mahar, and now Navy will clear the zone. Here's Beetle again on his forehand. Waits before throwing one on net, and Ernst will cover up.
Seems like White's starting to get a little bit more mojo going. Settling into the game here, getting a couple more shots on net. Interested to see what the shot count is.
Oh,
at
yeah.
the intermission break. Are we getting...
I need the shot count.
Are they zam?
They're going to zam.
They're going to zam?
They're going to zam. I need to know what the shots are. Probably quintillion to 1 in favor of Team Navy right about now.
Isaac, math guy, forgot that stat.
Navy will break it out right off the face-off. 60 seconds left in this opening frame. Pass to the far side of the ice. Yoon tried to cut back to the middle, was held up. White clears. Quickly backhanded cross ice by Montagna. And entering the zone is Devin Berg. He wasn't able to grab possession once he entered the zone. Threw a weak backhand forward. White's unable to clear. Heads back towards the point. In the corner, wrapping it around is Revivo. Now White will break it out. Puck picked up at the red line. Good pass far side, shot on net. Making the stop was Ernst, as Luke Beetle got a really good look from that far side. Good zone entry there by White.
Yeah, just couldn't fire it off. It rolled right off the heel of his twig.
16.9 seconds left to go here in the first period. White winning the faceoff back to the point. Looking to take the puck away as Montagna. Instead, it's forced low to Beetle. Now to the point. Waiting and throwing one towards the net was Aiden Lawson. Puck deflected just wide. Time expires here in the first period, Parker. And Team Navy is all over Team White here in the first of our 2 inter-squad games this weekend. When we come back, the first intermission report, so don't go anywhere. You're watching the Anchorage Wolverines. Live coverage of training camp and tonight's inter-squad game. When we come back, the first intermission report, Navy 5, Team White 1.
Yeah, thinking that it happened overnight. It didn't. In it for the long haul flight. Committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite. I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite. They timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight. I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. Look, wait. I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it. All about it till we spoke in person. Don't wanna talk about it now, huh? Oh, you sound tough. Toying with them, don't get wound up. How you wound up? Another number in the round up. Put the town up. I built this thing up from the ground up. And if I bounce up, I get my crown stuck. Green light go. Got the east side flow. I'm a giant in the space like FIFA4. All the kids sing along like EIO. Every time when they see my shows. Thinking that it happened overnight. Yeah, it didn't. In it for the long haul flight. Committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite. I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite. They timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight. I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause I'm timid. Look.
Esto es talento, we favor and you got no skill. I got drive, baby, ustedes son roadkill. Yeah, ya te dije, no están en mi carta perder. De pequeño estoy ungido, baby, y ese es mi flex. No me dieron nada por los míos, José. 360 is your deal, man, I couldn't be me. Pa' mi frequency, te frequently. Matando esto con sabor y efficiency. No gasto tiempo, waste no time, not my money. Boss, baby, CEO del LLC. Lo tengo en un pánico. Dale rápido, quiero crecer y dar más fruto, algo botánico. Lo hice bien orgánico. Tomé el maquinón. Voy subiendo como espuma y tú bajando bien titánico. Out my way, I ain't built this in a day. But you know I'm here now to stay. I'm hungry, boy, I'm not here to play.
Thinking that it happened overnight. In it for the long haul flight. Committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite. I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite. They timid. Thinking that it happened overnight, but it didn't. In it for the long haul flight. I'm committed. Wanted me to fail out of spite, but I didn't. All bark, but they don't bite, cause they timid. Look, wait.
Send me 'cause I want to keep you close. And if you can burn the fire, I don't want to let you go. I'm stuck in the middle of the night, 'cause all I do is try. I'm waiting for the time to be alive. I can do this right when I miss you all the time, and my head feels like I want to keep you close. And if you can burn the fire, I don't want to let you go. I'm stuck in the middle of the night, 'cause all I do is try. I'm waiting for the time to be alive.
Welcome back to the Sullivan Arena here in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska. Isaac Smolden, Parker Hoabilla, taking you through our first period stats. And long story short, Parker, the guys wearing navy jerseys are doing a whole lot better than the guys in white jerseys so far tonight. It's 5-1 Team Navy. Tough day to be a Team White fan out there.
You know, in Team Navy, they have almost a full line of guys who played last year for the Wolverines, and you can definitely tell from that there's a little bit of chemistry there.
Yeah, that line of Bordakovsky and Karkos, I know they only potted one, but they're flying up the ice. I mean, they look like they're in a completely different gear. And then obviously the story of that period is AJ Ulrich tacking on 3, 2 of them back-to-back, and then just over halfway through that period, he'd scored his hat-trick goal. I mean, how many more is this kid gonna have tonight?
Have yourself a night. The only sad part is it's in the middle of October.
Yeah, I don't know if they're updating anyone's elite prospects after this game. So it'll only be a fun story you get to tell your friends later. One white goal there tacked on by Johnson, and that one just kind of a fluttering puck from the point that ends up right there on the goal line that he's able to bang home. I think the one that I'm most excited about has got to be Karkos's. I know Ulrich has 3 of those goals, but Karkos, you see him driving up the far side of the ice. You see him really moving north to south extremely well, and he just rips that one right past Owens. I mean, that was really, really fun to watch because it's something that you were able to start seeing him have the ability to do last season. But I mean, I'm really excited to watch him here tonight, here tomorrow, and in the first games of the regular season, because it looks like he's done a ton of work over the offseason and come back ready to go.
Yeah, and you have to do that. If you want to stay competitive, you can't be complacent. And a lot of these guys, you can tell they're putting in the work in the offseason. Xander Mullins, you know, and
Landon Greeno as well. I mean, they're out there in that pair.
Greeno moving around. We saw Ian Christian mixing it up a little bit. He had a little bit of a sample size there last year. Loving the speed Bordakovsky has. I didn't think he could get faster, but somehow he has. And I can't say enough about Andrew Karkos. He just looks so calm out there and ready to go.
I think for Bordakovsky, the thing for me is that second half of the season, he really started to elevate his game. It was like, holy cow, like, where's this kid coming from? Like, stuff was going into the net. And then he had just a super quiet playoffs, right? A little bit disappointing because you had seen him produce so much there down the stretch in the last couple of weeks. And I think for him, the biggest thing is confidence. He's still a young guy. He's got a couple years left of junior eligibility. I think just start on the right foot. He's doing the right things here tonight so far, it looks like. And just don't let the moment get too big, right? I think it was a very intimidating playoffs, especially for a guy that, was 18 last season. I think for him, he's got the potential to be a really special player for this team, especially as a local guy. So I just want to see him build and really enter this season in the right mindset, because he 100% has the talent.
Yo, absolutely. You know, and he can take so many more steps in his game. You know, we talked about it at the end of the year last year with former head coach Nick Walters, just talking about Jason Bortikoski and kind of the levels to his game and how much it changed just through last season. And even looking at it now, you definitely tell he was putting in work over the summer.
And I think Landon Greeno's kind of in the same boat. Another guy that was a young guy last year, has been with this team for a couple of years. He got mixed in some games 2 seasons ago, but last year was really his first full season with the team. And, you know, he comes into this season as someone that made some defensive gaffes in the playoffs that I think he'd be the first to say that he wants back. But that comes again with being a young guy, and now he's going to come back. He's a veteran. I really like the way that he's getting up the ice north-south because he's got an incredible scoring talent. And I think the model for him is that Brock Devlin path, right? You saw Devlin. He was a guy that could put the puck into the net, that generated offense. But, you know, 2 seasons ago, the defensive game wasn't necessarily always there. A little bit of discipline issues. I think Greeno takes that model and does the exact same thing this season. You've got the scoring touch. Now just really focus, you know, in film on the defensive side of your game and be a stud defenseman, be an anchor there on the back end that's also going to get those power play minutes and will have the chance to be the deciding factor in close games.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you there. And it's stepping into those shoes like we talked about. You got to take those steps, because if you don't take those steps, someone else is going to.
The other guy that scored for Navy was Van Tassel, and you know, that period going back to this game that's here in front of us, I think what Navy was doing really well was very clean zone entries and quickly setting up good options down low. Guys just always seem to be in the right spot. Get into the zone clean. You had a good cycle going on below the goal line. Guys that can do that are going to have a lot of success here at home this season because it is an Olympic-sized sheet at the Sullivan. And it's so difficult for away teams to play well in this building. You're going to have several thousand fans cheering for the home team. You're going to have the larger sheet of ice that guys aren't used to. And
yeah,
for
more time and space, you move around, you know, and a lot of teams are going to try to come in here and be really physical, and they're going to have to figure out you can't be super physical on the Olympic sheet. You got to conserve some energy. Now, we all love seeing a big hit, and they will happen, but you also have to be able to play more of a European-style game on the bigger sheet, stretching things out. You know, you're going to be making longer passes, and, you know, you have that extra, I think it's like 10 feet in the offensive zone that you got to deal with and figure out how to use to your advantage.
Yeah, and I think something that I'm looking for tonight is just guys that are taking advantage of that, right? I think Van Tassel's showed that. I know I was high on Matviev coming into this game. I love that play from behind the goal line. I think Ulrich has been doing a fantastic job of finding where that empty space is, because there is going to be those areas where you can cut inside a team's defensive end and, you know, find yourself with a golden opportunity from inside that high danger area. So what I want to see out of guys tonight and tomorrow afternoon is how are you going to take that extra space and use it to your advantage?
Absolutely.
About 2 minutes away from puck drop here for the start of the second. We'll be back in just a moment. Team Navy, Team White here in our first of 2 inter-squad games. Taking the ice again for the second period of play.
And then just hurt ski till I can get my satisfaction.
Shout to all my boss boys. Shout to all my boss boys. We rowdy. Shout to all my boss boys. Shout to all my boss boys. We rowdy. Shout to all my boss boys. Shout.
I wanna rock right now.
body. Let me see your body rock, shaking it from the bottom to top. Freak to what the DJ drop. We be the ones to make it hot. To make it hot. Electric shock, energy like a billion watts. Space be booming, the speakers pop. Galactic home.
Welcome back to the Sullivan Arena here in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska. Isaac Smolden, Parker Hovilla with you on the call tonight of this inter-squad matchup. Team Navy on top 5-1 over Team White here at the Sullivan, and a great opportunity for a lot of these new faces to showcase their talent here in front of the Wolverines fans that took advantage of the free entry to the Sullivan tonight. Parker, pucks down, we're underway here in the second. Team White, they're in the white jerseys, of course. Right to left across your screen now. Team Navy in the away navy blues, the opposite direction, and it is an offsides call against the team in white jerseys that will bring us to a screeching halt just 15 seconds into this first period. If you want to reach out to the broadcast, you can do so using the email live@AnchorageWolverines.com. But of course, you can also use the chat function of YouTube, and we are keeping an eye on that, which is fun, because normally it takes a little minute for us to get in touch with folks. Parker on NATV. This is, of course, your reminder that if you don't have your subscription yet for this season, now's the time to do it.
And I know Grandma and Grandpa are watching. I got their subscriptions. They're
Navy
good to go.
From the slot, shot attempt knocked down by the blocker. Yeah, you got to make sure you get those grandparents subscriptions early. I know that my grandma's already locked in for another season. She wouldn't miss a game. This will be the 5th year watching every Wolverines game during the course of a season. A little bit of a tangle up between Christian and Mullins. That's something to keep an eye on here, Parker. I think that we've seen a couple guys not be afraid to throw around the body, but, you know, in training camp, sometimes there's hostilities, and sometimes guys want to show what they can do kind of in the entertainment portion of the evening, a little talent show. Maybe we see some guys wearing visors throw them. I don't know.
Maybe, you know, you never know. You can be friends off the ice, but on the ice, you know, only war crimes aren't allowed.
Ulrich is out there taking the face-off here for Navy. He's on a line with Busick and Van Tassel now. So 4 out of the 5 goals scored by this line on the ice for Navy currently. Tarasenko working it to the near side of the ice. Back up top, his shot sails high over the net of Owens, and now White will exit the zone. Lyons is going to try to turn on the Jets and stick in the lane. Breaks up that as Busick will force it the opposite direction. Worked backwards by Palin. Tarasenko enters the zone. Top of the near circle. Centering pass, center mass as Busick fires it right into the chest of Owens, and we get a stoppage in play as Bordakovsky, or excuse me, Beadle will take the ice with Johnson and Lawson. And again, that Aiden Lawson trade just happened here this weekend, and he comes over from Maryland after a full season with the Black Bears last year, Parker, and put up some decent numbers as a young guy for them, but hoping to make an impact here in front of the home crowd. Here's a shot off the post by Johnson as White carries it in on a breakaway. Great speed there by the lone goal scorer tonight for Team White.
You know, and looking at the scouting report on Johnson, you know, he had 26 games played in Minnesota high school hockey last year, 8 points, 34 PIMs. He's 6'6", using that big frame. Looks like he's added a little bit of an offensive touch here in the offseason, really showing out here, trying to boost this White team, get a little bit closer.
Yeah, get some energy going.
Yeah, get the boys rolling.
McKenna to the point. Montagna back to McKenna. His shot through traffic. Booted back to the middle of the ice and now thrown out of the zone by White. McKenna again. A little give and go. Starting the rush is Yoon. Across the blue line to the middle of the ice. Chips one to the close side wall. Up to the top of the zone. Yoon gets it to Berg. He carries it to the goal line and throws one that's deflected into the netting. And, yeah, the officials are just going to let it go. It is a scrimmage. I mean, there's only 2 of them out there. A little bit of a miscue at the blue line from Montagna, but the puck does find its way into the far corner. Backhanded back to the point. Montagna into the skates of Revivo. Pass out in front, shoveled up and over the net.
Christian back out after, you know, serving time for the crime he committed. Good penalty kill there by White. Couple opportunities for both sides.
I barely noticed, to be honest with you. But then again, Navy's been in White's zone a lot this game.
Navy's been owning them.
Puck goes down to the corner. Worked around to the opposite side of the ice, off the back wall. Berg takes it away. Top of the circle now to McKenna. Forces one off the glass, is going to go try to chase it. Owens is out of the net to play the puck. Chipped up to the point. Karko stops it there, throws one on, and Owens is going to freeze play. And after a shaky first period, he's been able to make some saves here down the stretch to keep Navy out of the back of the net so far in here in the second.
You know, McKenna, pretty good speed. Seemed like he had a couple quick bursts there. Something to watch more of.
One-timer attempted from the close side of the ice by Lucas Mann. Navy cycling, shot attempt, back to Mann. He throws one on. Owens kicks it away again. Mann in the corner now. Backhanded through the middle of the ice. Surprised that one made it through as Van Tassel tried to hold the zone. Now White with speed, back in. A shot off the back wall as Lucas Cott throws one well to the short side. Mullins, ill-advised backhand, picked off by White. Poked back into the far side corner of Navy's defensive end. Karkos picks it up. He'll be content to flip that one through the legs of the defenseman Matthew Tarleton. Now on the forecheck is Mann. White will ring this around to the opposite side. And Mullins took a stick up high. He had to go for a change. Ian Christian circling to his backhand, tried to cycle that low. It was intercepted, but now a turnover forced by Christian. He's in on a 2-on-0. Christian near side, good stick by the last man back. Tyler Palin saved a sure goal there. Backhanded to the middle, loose puck. Corralled by Tarleton. And now White will have a cleaner chance to break it out as the Navy players going for a change. Turned over, right to Bordakovsky, but he airmails one over the crossbar. White to the neutral zone. Turned around again by Navy. Bordakovsky near side. Had it fired off of his skate. In the corner is Buzik. To the point. Possession gained by the team in white and dumped in from behind the red line. Icing waved off.
Give them a little bit of grace. They are down 5-1.
Chris just didn't want to make Louis have to skate all the way back for that. keep things moving here. We got a schedule to keep. No one noticed, but Michael Tarasenko blew a tire in the neutral zone, and I caught it.
You wanted to make note of that.
Yeah, I just wanted to make note of that. Don't let him get away with anything. McKenna, we have a question on which jersey number he is wearing tonight.
Number 9.
Number 9 for Team Navy.
Navy wearing number 9.
And Jim Weber giving us a little shout out.
Grandma and Grandpa tuning in.
Did you buy him his NATV subscription for this year, Parker?
I did.
Very good. What a good grandson you are.
Grandma and Grandpa are set.
Navy held up for a moment on the delayed offsides. White back to the near side corner. Forced backwards. Long pass out to the middle of the ice for Beetle. Jumping into the play is Lyons. Navy takes it back. Yoon pinned.
Yeah, body's starting to get thrown. Beetle throwing one down on...
Lyons' bucket's about to come off.
Revio, yeah.
There it goes.
It's gone.
Yoon into the zone.
Slide that back on.
Carrying it to the far side. Waite shoots. Save made by Owens.
And the chin strap stuck up above. It's just perched up there. Oh, preseason. Oh, you gotta love it.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
You gotta love it.
I mean, you could see his chin strap. It was dangling in the air. And I said it, and then he goes to lay the body again, right? And just boop, clean off. Yeah.
There it goes.
You know, it's not as easy to scoop that back onto your melon as you'd think.
Yeah,
right?
you'd think it'd be easier, and you end up running into some issues there.
Face-off one back by Navy at the point. Greeno. Bounce pass to Karkos. Karkos using the body, keeping it away from the defenders. Now he has it at the dot, works it down low, circling and spinning this one back to the point for Greeno. In the corner was Mann. Greeno dodges a poke check, walks to the middle. His shot blocked in traffic, never reached the net, and now White will exit the zone.
What a good job by Greeno there. Notice he didn't have many options, didn't panic with the puck, walked around, found some open space. Took a nice shot from the high slot, unfortunately blocked.
A little bit of dilly-dally from Merritt Waldrop on his way into Navy's end, and that creates an offsides infraction. Karkos will take the draw up against Mahar, and that's Caleb Mahar at center for Team White. Turned over by Navy. Mahar kicks it, heads up top. Navy with possession now, however, as that puck careened and ended up right on the stick of Mann. Pinballs through the neutral zone for a moment. Now Mullins enters the zone. He backs up, shoots one on net, and swallowing it up is Owens.
Owens looks like he's settling in here a little bit more, making some saves, you know, getting back into the rhythm.
Yeah, and, you know, it's tough in a game like this where you are really getting caved in that first period. I mean, the puck was not leaving White's defensive end, and maybe a little bit of nerves. Took him a while to settle in. And sometimes you hope that, man, could my team just buy me a little bit of time to see the puck, right? But looks like he reset in between periods, which you definitely need to do. Short memory, stay locked in on this moment. Buzik on the backhand, behind the net, and now it's going to be picked up by Ulrich. 3 goals tonight for Team Navy. Far side, White enters the zone cleanly as they are able to keep all their skates in the neutral zone long enough this time. Behind the net, a backhand centering attempt from Ian Christian. Near the top of the zone, circling with it is Caleb Mahar. Down the far wall, stick in the lane. There by Ulrich as the puck goes to the far side. Now a turnover by White, and Navy exits the zone with a little bit of speed. Cutting inside the blue line is Tyler Palin. A pass sent to the middle of the ice and knocked away by Mahar. Back up the close wall. Here's Ulrich, cross ice. Over to Van Tassel. Van Tassel, top of the circle. Backhand pass for Buzik. Back to Van Tassel. Shot on net, and Owens tracks that well and makes the save.
And Navy getting shut down here on their offensive attempts, but still creating a lot of options in the offensive zone. Really liking what I'm seeing from them, and White is slowly starting to get into a rhythm of things, getting some shots on net, trying to claw their way back into this 5-1 deficit.
Well, and again, it's just really good puck movement by Navy and really good use of empty space, right? That's something we talked about in intermission. Just want to see guys recognize the time and space that they have, where those gaps are, and then just put yourself in a position to get the puck. I think that line especially of Ulrich, Van Tassel, and Buzik has been doing that well this period.
Yeah, you know, just settling in as well, you know, getting out onto the big ice. Game style, speed.
Ernst up the close wall. Backhanded out of the zone by McKenna. This could be a 2-on-1 as it's poked to the middle of the zone for Bordakovsky. He got it poke checked away from him, and then a miscue from White almost ended up in the back of their net. They will clear quickly, however. They enter the zone 3-on-2. Good poke check on the far side from Montagna. And now Navy could have an odd man rush. Bordakovsky has it in the middle of the zone. Cross-ice pass finds McKenna. He's on his forehand. Tipped in front, they score! And it's Mason Montagna who jumps up into that rush. A really good sequence there for Navy as he gets his stick on that, and it's a perfect tip past Owens that ends up beating him clean.
Yeah, and McKenna had that beautiful pass there, just getting it right back into the seam.
It's what Navy's been doing all game, and now we will see a goaltender switch. So into the net for Navy, and again, a little bit of a different number, but Eli Maisner is now in between the pipes for Navy, and now Luca Stracer has jumped into the crease for the team wearing white jerseys.
Yeah, spent last season with the Motor City Gamblers in the USPHL. 21 games played, 8.83 save percentage, and a 5.46 GAA, and then a short stint in the NOJHL with the Espanola Paper Kings.
Good back and forth in the corner as both Matviev and Jack Williams were tangled up. And Williams, he's a tall guy, not afraid to mix it up. And Matviev, I actually played against Matviev in an adult league tournament in Homer this past year. And, you know, it's just a family of, you know, local Russian community members. And let me tell you, they are not afraid to get involved in a little bit of a scrum. And Matviev, he plays the game with a really beautiful style of play, but he's certainly not afraid to get involved in some pushing and shoving and stick up for himself as well.
Absolutely, and getting the scoring report there, Bordakovsky is going to get credit for that goal with the assists from Montagna and Revio. Or is it Revivo?
Revivo.
Revivo.
Here we go. Here's a shedding. It's who else but Xander Mullins throwing the gloves with Noah Johnson, and this is turning into a good scrap. Johnson has got to have 9 inches on Mullins, but Mullins has got him down on the ground and is feeding him with the right hand. He's having to jump up to make contact, and finally the two of them will be separated. And what a surprise, Parker,
and
Xander Mullins is finding a way to get involved in a scrap here in training camp.
And he was the shorter of the two. Johnson standing at 6'6", and Mullins was absolutely just giving it to him.
You know, credit to Johnson
for stepping in there.
Who stepped in there, goes against a guy that, you know, is not afraid to throw the body, shows a lot of grit, and he's able to turn that into a decent bout. But, I mean, clearly, hats off to Mullins, who doesn't have the reach or the size in that fight.
No, not at all.
You think that he thought about that for 1 second before he got involved and mixed it up there. You're wrong.
Hey, sometimes it's not the size of the bark. It's the size of the bite.
Well, both of them will be spending a good chunk of the remainder of this period inside the box.
Get a quick breather.
Mullins still doesn't have his jersey on.
Just tarps off.
Here's Team White. Beetle, top of the far circle. Shot attempt is ramped up into the netting. And we get another stoppage with 8:35 left.
And you hear Bob over the PA. Both 5 minutes for fighting, and yes, they both play for the same team.
Hey, you need a little bit of that, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
it gets the energy going.
It gets the energy going, and here's the thing. I think if, you know, you haven't played at this level, and, you know, I'm not necessarily one to talk. I only had time in the league below, and here's a goal for Team White as Luke Beetle cashes in from in front of the net. Quick bang, bang play. The puck's sitting right there at the top of the crease, and the lead's cut to 3.
And talking with Merritt Waldrop, the GM, not the player, before the game, he had some high praises for Luke, talking about his offensive skills that he's going to bring this season to the Wolverines.
But going back to, you know, talking about that mentality of, you know, the practice fight, the training camp fight, it seems a little counterproductive. You know, like you think that, oh, you know, that's a sign that maybe guys aren't gelling and there's problems in the locker room. Sometimes that can certainly be the case. But I actually think that, you know, the ability for guys to sort out their differences on the ice, it does bring a team closer together. You know, I went through a couple practice fights where some guy was, you know, acting a little big for their britches, or someone was calling someone else out. And, you know, you shed the gloves, you have a go, especially here in training camp. You want to make your mark, right? Show what you can do in that regard as well, because it is a part of this game, especially at the NOL level, especially in the Midwest Division. And, you know, at the end of the day, you shake hands and it's done with, right? It's over with and you move on.
And on to greener pastures.
Yeah.
And that last goal, it was Beetle from Beetle.
Beetle
Luke
connection.
with the goal, Ryland with the assist, the Beetle connection.
Now 5-1.
Brothers sticking together.
5-2 rather is the score now.
6-2. Or is
Oh,
that
yeah.
not correct?
No, you're
Yeah,
right.
6-2.
It is 6-2. Yeah, there's been a lot of Navy goals. It's tough to keep track of. The lead is not cut to 3. It's 6-2. I've got the, Mike's got the 5-2 on the, you know what, -1, Mike.
-1, Mike.
I shouldn't have trusted you.
This is why we have preseason, Mike.
Near side shot attempt by Berg. Kicked it. No, we appreciate you, Mike. I mean, hey.
Appreciate Mike.
In the regular season, we have a scoreboard that just gets updated. Mike's like doing 3 jobs
doing
right
it all.
now
He's
down
doing it
in
all
the
right
production space. Icing call here against Navy.
Out there in the trailer, getting after it.
Hey, but on my delayed stream, I just got to watch Johnson and Mullins have a go at each other against. That's fun.
Hey, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I know. It was throwing me off by not being able to see the replay. I was like, give me the 30 seconds.
No, we got the feed now here to the right, but I made the mistake of going with that scoreboard instead of the actual scoreboard that's also in front of my face if I just look up.
-2 for Isaac tonight.
Yeah, no, at least.
Showed up in a quarter zip.
No, that you're a little overdressed. Parker.
Unprofessional.
I'm just saying, you're
just
a
like to
little
say,
bit overdressed.
I did not get the memo.
But rather be overdressed than underdressed.
That's true. That's true.
Montagna just had a bit of a shoving match behind the play as White tried to enter the zone to our left. Here's Navy charging back the other direction. Buzik in the corner battling against Blake Mahar. Now a centering look, tipped back up to the point. Montagna has that one jump over his stick. He retreats to his own blue line. Bounce pass to Bordakovsky. He's back into the offensive zone. Shoveled through the middle of the ice. And looking for it there was Matviev to the point. Montagna spins this one back to the corner. Bounce pass to the close side for Yoon. Yoon escapes away from trouble. Centering look, deflected back to the point. Quick play inside the blue line. Pass to the far side. Yoon had that one bounce off of his stick. Matviev in the middle of the ice. Clears a man off of his feet. And now Navy will try to set the cycle back up in the far side corner once again as Matviev and Yoon fighting for control of the puck. 5.5 minutes left to play here in the second period. 3-on-3 scrum down in the corner now. Navy comes out with possession. Greeno. Again, a nice little move inside the blue line. Cuts to the top of the circle, dodging another check. He still has possession as he sends it low to Yoon. Yoon going for a wraparound. Puck's loose at the crease. It's behind the netminder, but stays out of the back of the net, and it's cleared down the ice by Mahar as that one had snuck by Stracer and somehow stayed away. And this may have been too many in a regular game, but the officials are going to let White play on.
White had about 8 or 9 guys on the ice there, and that puck, no one knew who could touch it.
Pass to the far side of the ice by White. Their zone entry to our left is broken up. They'll reset at their own blue. Cross ice pass again. Misses the stick of Beetle, who was lunging for it, and it's an icing call against White with 4:40 left to go in the second.
And Revivo getting after it over there. Just missed a hit in front of the blue bench. Like you said, bodies are going to start flying a little bit more. Guys, they got to kind of show that they're still fighting for roster spots. That's something that's going on still right now.
37 guys out on the ice tonight, and roster cut down to 25 here at the end of the month, right? And so you're going to see guys at the end of this training camp that are going to be
looking for new
dashed
homes.
And then, you know, you go down to showcase with usually about 27, 28 guys, and you're going to still have to make cuts from there as well. So
and I believe, you know, I think those are the harder cuts to make. When you're making bigger chunk cuts like right now, those last 2 to 3 guys, it's really no man's land. You don't know who's going. It changes on a day-to-day basis, you would think, just because how guys are playing, what their game style is. Some guys just are going to have bad games. It's early in the year.
Beetle down low. Now work to the far side. Shot attempt from Robbins. Goes up and over the crossbar. Mann takes a body check. Sends the puck back to his defense. Now Karkos charges up the close side on his backhand. Cuts it to the middle. And it's batted away from him as Robbins has it again below the goal line. He had a man way out in front in Luke Beadle, who is the most recent goal scorer of this contest. And here comes Mullins and Johnson out of the box, back in play for their respective squads.
Yeah, it's nice when it's a scrimmage. You only lose them for 5 instead of 10.
I think they should have got stern warnings.
Yeah, don't do that.
Isaac. Isaac, did you tell everybody about our new podcast?
We have talked a little bit about the podcast, but yeah, Wolverine Nation. It's really our old podcast, Mike, from the first season.
New and improved.
Yeah,
you know, but yeah, definitely getting a lot more content, a lot more video in there.
Actually,
and
I'll see if I can link the video in the chat.
Oh, there we go, yeah.
Yeah,
Put that description in the chat.
If you don't get tired of listening to Isaac, Mike, and I, you can listen to us some more midweek.
No, we should be in your ears every single day of the week, pretty much. That's the ultimate goal, is that we can get up to constantly being in everyone's life.
Who wouldn't want to wake up to Isaac and I?
I don't know.
Just talking. A little radio show.
Puck flipped
People
down
wake up
the
to
ice.
Bob.
My wife would not want to wake up.
I mean, Bob is... Bob's on
a
another
legend,
level.
though.
Let's not compare apples to oranges here, Parker. I mean,
more like the grapes compared to the apples.
Yeah, like a golden
very
apple.
Small.
I mean,
very
Bob
small.
is legend.
People recognize Bob in the store. They don't recognize us.
No, I'm not getting recognized in the store.
I'm not getting
Not
any discounts. Not yet. Maybe one day.
Team White from their own blue line. Moving forward is Berg. Loose puck forward to McKenna. Cross ice. Good stick there by Sam Everett, who dived backwards and kept that pass from connecting. And Matviev was knocked off of his feet into the post as the net comes off of its moorings. 2:26 left to go in the second. Coming up after the end of the period, a look at our second period stats as Team Navy still up by 4 goals. But Team White has... been looking a little more confident here in this second period, Parker. And you look right there, Matviev was going to have the whole net to shoot at if not for that play by Sam Everett.
Heads up hockey play by Everett there.
Puck goes to the point, held inside the zone, and Mullins loses the edge. White coming back the other way. Shot attempt by Ian Christian, blocked by the huge frame of Michael Tarasenko. Sent back down low by White, centering look, loose puck to the far dot. Batted back to the point, but held inside the zone by the listed home team. To the corner. Waldrop. Try to give and go play with Cole Frauner. They lost possession. Into the near side corner goes Yoon. Out in front, shot attempt, wired, just wide as found its way to the point. Mullins sent one just off course. Bordakovsky down low battling with Yoon right now for Team Navy, trying to gain possession. Puck back to the close side of the ice. Backhanded behind the goal line. Shut up the wall. And sent down the ice by White. This one is going to be an icing call with 1:07 left to go here in the second period. Yeah, in that next episode of the podcast, Parker, the goal is to get it out before the first regular season games every other week, Wednesday morning. And it's going to be interesting to talk again with Coach Akins, and I'm sure one of the guys as well, and kind of see what they thought of this inter-squad weekend, get their insight on what they were looking for.
And
of course,
get the inside scoop.
Rosters are probably going to be cut down by the time that episode comes out, so we'll have a much better look at who's going to be the starting lineup for this Wolverine squad.
Yeah, get a closer look, more of a magnifying glass on it.
Beadle. Close corner, centering look. Stopped by the defense for a moment. Held inside the zone by Mayhar. Robbins down low. A pass out in front. Batted wide by Beadle. Blake Mayhar, far side corner. Off a skate, deflected back to the point. Robbins will keep it in. Wrapping it down low. As Bob said, 20 seconds left here in the middle frame. Navy enters the zone. Cutting to the far side is Revivo. He has it stolen away from him. Now in front of the White bench Tried to move that back to the neutral zone. White's going to have one last chance. Beetle with just 2 seconds left wires one up and over. And after 2 periods of play, Navy still has a commanding lead. Back in a few moments with the second intermission report. You're watching the Anchorage Wolverines coverage of training camp and the first of 2 inter-squad games. We're back with the second intermission report next. Score is Navy 6, White 2.
See myself inside. Why can't I get it right? I don't know. You're always watching me fall. Shadows, they like my wall. Why do I feel so small? I don't know. So I walk into the dead of night, where my monsters like to hide. Chaos feels so good inside, now I know.
in your pocket. I beat the way that you rockin' with that thing. Girl, stop it. Wanna just bang, bang, and pop it. While the club crowd are just watching you work it out. Got a gang of cash and it's going all on the ball. And it's going fast cause I feel like a superstar. And you may not have it, I might have just broke the law. It's your turn to grab it and I make this whole thing yours. Now work it out. Hey, said a hustler's work is never through. We making it cause we making moves. The only thing we know how to do. Said it's the only thing we know how to do. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job. Some fresh to death looking plush. Ladies can't get enough. Got my fitness on looking buff. And all my people with my trust. Holding down for my city. If they're asking you, I'm not guilty. Only thing that I'm guilty of is making you rock with me. Work it out. Got a gang of cash and it's going all on the ball. And it's going fast cause I feel like a superstar. Work it out. And you may not have it, I might have just broke the law. Work it out. It's your turn to grab it and I make this whole thing yours. Now work it out. Hey, said a hustler's work is never through. We making it cause we making moves. The only thing we know how to do. Said it's the only thing we know how to do. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job. Said a hustler's work is never through. We making it cause we making moves. The only thing we know how to do. Said it's the only thing we know how to do. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job. Work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard. We work hard, play hard, keep partying like it's your job.
Get in my car, I wanna drive with you tonight. Watching the stars light up the dark, you're my
Welcome back to the Sullivan Arena. Isaac Smolden, Parker Hovilla with you in the second intermission report. And Parker, that period a lot closer on paper as each team scores a goal apiece, but Navy is still up overall by 4 tallies. We talked about in the first period, it took Drake Owens a little bit to settle in. The goalie switch halfway there, he made a couple decent saves in the first part of that period. Looked like he finally found his game a little bit.
Calmed down a little bit.
Held his team in that game, but Navy's still the next team to get that next goal. They made it 6-1 at the time, and you know, they gave the goal to Bordakowski. Montagna celebrated like it was him. Either way,
like game 7 of the Cup final.
Either way, they're each going to pick up a point on that. And Beadle, we didn't get to talk about it a lot in the moment because we were on some tangent, but he scores to make it 6-2. And the shots a little bit closer that period. We did get the shots for the first period now. 12 for Navy, 5 for White. That felt about right, but a lot closer in the second. 8
for the second.
8 for Navy and 5 for White is what they were listed as.
White had 5, Blue had 8 in the second period.
I just said that.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
That's because you're on that phone.
Hey,
I
was looking for the stats.
What, am I not in your headphones?
Stat guy.
I got the stats right here. Oh, Mike's showing replays, too.
Oh,
it's preseason.
Yeah.
It's training camp.
Knocking the rust off.
Knocking the rust off. Yeah, like we said,
Owens out here today. I'm wearing a suit. I'm sweating. It's hot in here.
I'm doing good now with the quarters.
Battling through the elements.
Nice. Owens a couple saves.
I take the jacket
Montagna or Bordakowski, one of them with the goal. And, you know, Navy had some other chances in that period as well, Parker. I think there was a lot more chemistry there on the Navy side. Like, You see Matviev almost score that goal. Yep. I think that line of, I think it's him, Yoon, and Bordakovsky right now, and then also that line that's Ulrich, Van Tassel, and I think it might be Mann that's with them.
Yep.
They're moving the puck really well.
Really well.
And again, just to go back to what we said in the first intermission report, I think that Navy is doing a lot better job of using the bigger ice to their advantage. That's why they're up by 4.
Yeah, and putting 3 to 4 passes together at this point in the season, and it looks crisp, it looks clean. Their zone entries look phenomenal, and that's part of the reason why they're up 6-2. White just hasn't been able to get that chemistry going like the guys on Navy have.
There is a big scrap in that period. Mullins and Johnson dropping the gloves. And again, not surprised to see that Mullins is the one involved in that. And yeah, we didn't get to really see the beginning of it because the play was on the opposite side of the ice. But sometimes in training camp, you have the big, like, oh, we're going to make a big show and fight, and then it's kind of a big nothing burger. That was a decent tilt. I mean, those guys were going for about 45 seconds or so.
He landed a few good ones on Johnson, and then Johnson went down to one knee and was about the same height as Mullins for a second. And Mullins started feeding him as Johnson got back up. And, I mean, then they go into the bear hug there, and you just see, I mean, Johnson has to have a good foot on Mullins.
Easily.
Maybe 6 to 8 inches, because Mullins probably, what, 5'10", 5'11"?
He's maybe 5'10" on the roster. I don't know if we got like a measuring stick.
And Johnson's 6'6", without skates on.
Yeah, easily.
That's a big boy.
Mike's going to show us that replay again as, you get to see Johnson. You know, Mullins is just right up in his face right away. And
he got
Johnson,
in close.
Johnson, you know, we talked about, credit to Mullins because Johnson has the reach and the height advantage. But if you're Johnson, you got to do what you got to do there. Like, know that you have the reach and the height on him. He does a great job of grappling Mullins and right away really establishing that reach and forcing Mullins to expend a lot more energy. Now, towards the end of that fight, like you said, Mullins kind of finally breaks through the defenses. But I think Johnson in the early part of that scrap sets himself up to, you know, not take not take something that's going to end the fight right away. And he just never was really able to, you know, once he got established, land anything, right? Because Mullins is just bulldogging your face. Just
and something interesting about Mullins with that replay there, you see him get in tighter. He gets in a lot tighter to Johnson because Johnson can't, you know, when he's trying to punch.
Yeah, he's like punching straight down on him there in the second half of that.
And Mullins, he pops up to feed him and then goes back down. And, you know, I just got to say, that's some great fighting skills. Maybe Mullins took some boxing lessons this summer.
I'm sure he did.
I'm sure he did. He had to have.
So we talked a lot about Navy last period, but who on Team White's really standing out to you right now?
You know, on Team White, I'd say either Luke Beadle or, you know, Blake Mahar. He had a couple good opportunities. You know, seems like both of them have had options. Beadle with the goal, one of the first goal for them. He seems like he's really picking things up and starting to move. Sam Everett, as always, he's standing out as well. For me, just being a former Wolverine, laying down, sacrificing the body in preseason, stopping those attempts. I'd say those are two of the most standout guys. And, you know, we were throwing Noah Johnson's name out there quite a bit as well that period.
Yeah, Sam was going to be mine explicitly because of that goal that he saved diving out. We know he can put the puck in the net. He did a great job of, you know, he was given the opportunity to play with some of the Wolverines' top scorers last year. He was a great complementary piece. But I think the key component of his game is defensive responsibility and just seeing that he's willing to put the effort out there in a game like this where the score's not particularly tight. You know, he's a returning guy and it's his second training camp. So, you know, good to see him maybe get the guys on his bench going a little bit, throw the body out there, make some plays, and try to spark something for this White team.
You know, and I really loved last season when they would put Everett and Bordeaux together. I thought those two playing together because they're so defensively minded, but when they have that opportunity to jump, they're able to get into that seam and create scoring opportunities.
Both teams back on the ice. We're going to step away for just a moment. We're back with the start of the third period. You're watching our coverage of training camp and the first of 2 inter-squad games. Team Navy is on top of Team White right now, 6-2.
Yeah, and the light blowing dope through the moon roof. Banging right off the ad, what you gon' do? Take a train straight when you slide through. I don't even know your man don't bring food. Niggas already ate no seafood. I'm a goonie in the concrete jungle. I'm the dude in all black with the snub nub. Yeah, I'm the dude in the hoodie on the hustle. I'm the one with automatics, no muscle. Nigga ride with the sticks since my man died. R.P. Damo and Drew Davis. I done lost a couple more, but who made it? I ain't trying to keep score, I'm just putting on. That's just how I love, nigga, leave me alone. I been smoking hella bug, got me in the zone. But don't forget this.
Do you recall not long ago when you would walk on the sidewalk? Innocent, remember, all we did was care for each other. But the night was warm, we were bold and young. All around, the wind blows, we would only hold on to let go. Blackest fire gun, we need someone to lean on. Blackest fire gun, all we need is somebody to lean on. Blackest fire gun, we need someone to lean on.
Welcome back to the Sullivan Arena here in beautiful Anchorage, Alaska. Isaac Smolden, Parker Hovilla with you on the call this evening. The final period of this first of two inter-squad games getting set to return to play. Karko's out there for Team Navy with Bordakovsky and Mann, Parker, and look for Mann to make an impact here with those two. I think all three of these guys as a line have really been clicking so far tonight.
Yeah, they really have. They've been moving the puck well, been defensively minded.
Shot from the point, tipped just wide, and now picking it up for White and spinning one back on net was Cole Frauner. Frauner, one of the longest tenured Wolverines ever. This is his fourth season, I believe it is, every year of junior eligibility with the squad, and what a leader he was for them last season.
You know, he's someone for my early choice to probably wear the C this season. He had the A last year. It seemed like he's a voice in the room that a lot of guys listen to.
White knocks this one back out to the neutral zone. Ian Christian is knocked against the wall. Sam Everett picks up the puck on his backhand. Had it pilfered off of his twig by Greeno. Karkos up the far side to Mann. Mann into the middle of the ice. Stopping with it, Greeno at the blue line, tons of time, and he throws one on net, and it looks like Stracer had a tough time tracking that one down. There were a ton of bodies in front of him.
I really like that shot placement from Greeno, too. Getting on that blocker side, trying to create a rebound opportunity for the guys out in front.
Knocked off the puck is A.J. Ulrich, and picking it up for White is Everett. He touches it backwards to the defense. And now Beadle enters the blue line and is offsides. I think he actually held it in there on that second look, but entering the zone initially, they were offsides. And we get a stoppage with 18:32 left to go in the third.
Ulrich and Lawson getting into it there. A couple hacks traded.
Well, Mann wearing number 7 tonight on the bench, but him and Bordakovsky and Karkos with a strong opening shift for Navy. And that is a great opportunity for him to play with two guys that are returners and seem to be hitting the ice with some confidence tonight.
Just high-stepping it out there.
Ulrich tried to chip that puck to Van Tassel. Instead, the other way. Mahar, quick shot from right in front of the net. Shoveled it up and over, and he's spun down to the ground with some bad intention by Montagna. The two of them have a chat afterwards, and
here we go.
Both of them are allowed to play on, and now Mahar goes back into the corner, looks to level Montagna with a hit up high. Montagna stands his ground and throws him back to the ice, and play is blown dead as we'll have a neutral zone face-off now.
Yeah, and you could see he had his number written, and just standing him up there was Montagna. That's a big body. You know, I thought Montagna maybe was going to take the brunt of that hit down there in the corner, but he just stood him up. And I got to tell you what, there's nothing better as a hockey player when someone comes in and thinks they're just going to put the screws to you and light you up, and then you just stand them up. You leave that corner just feeling like a big man.
Oh, yeah.
Which is hard for me to do because I'm 5'7",
right.
But it has happened in my life.
Okay, if you say so, Parker.
Hey,
I'm not gonna
take that for gospel truth.
Question you too much on that. Yoon spinning in the middle of the ice, wasn't able to get a shot away. Berg.
A lot of twos in my career, a lot of twos.
Turned it over, and now White enters the zone. A pass through the skates of Waldrop, picked up at the point by Lyons. He'll look to backhand that to the far point. Matviev takes away all his time and space. Navy comes the other way, cutting to the middle of the ice, trying to get the shot off is Gabe Revivo.
That was a nice little nifty move by Revivo there.
Up the close wall, Waldrop gets a touch on the puck. They're going to wave icing off. Going down to the corner is Tyler Palin. Pokes it past him, but White remaining diligent on the forecheck, trying to regain possession. Cutting back down to the near side corner, bouncing one off the wall is Karkos. He'll get it back, starting the rush from his defensive end. Good poke check in the neutral zone by Lucas Kott to stop that rush the other way. Navy again trying to start from their D zone, and it's Karkos on his backhand, getting into the offensive end before he's knocked off the puck. Cole Frauner picking up a ton of speed the other way. He's burning up the close wall. Greeno takes away a loose puck after Frauner was hit by Lucas Mann. Icing waved off as McKenna beats his opponent to the puck in the corner in shut. At the red line, Greeno and Mullins. D-to-D pass, cross corner dump. Karkos touching it to the point. Greeno dodging another hit. He's on his forehand as he walks it low at the goal line. Centering look, bouncing puck in front. Picking it up now is Mann.
Greeno just like a water bug out there, just making his way around.
Mann taken down in the corner, shot on net. It's underneath the netminder, and Stracer will drop down on top of it. A couple chances there for Navy. And yeah, to your point, Parker, Greeno's made that move several times there at the point where it lets that forward head up towards him and then just a quick step by, using that explosive speed that he's got, really quick feet, and it opens up the ice in a big way.
Yeah, it really does, creating a ton of time and space. And then that one there just goes off a man's shoulder, it looks like.
Face off to the point, and Greeno will wrap it back below the goal line. It's going to be picked up by Beetle. Ryland, a pass forward that goes the length, and it's an icing call against White. 15-10 left to go here in the third, and of course, if you want to reach out to the broadcast, you can do so using the email live@AnchorageWolverines.com. That's LIVE@AnchorageWolverines.com, or use the chat feature there on the right side of the screen. Give Parker someone to talk to other than me.
Yeah, getting lonely out here.
Ulrich loses the puck off that faceoff. Beetle across to his brother, and now entering the zone is Ryland. It's taken away by Navy for a moment. Ryland Beetle down low again to his sibling, and a shot attempt from the middle by Ian Christian is shrugged aside by Eli Maisner. Wrapped back out of the zone by White. Icing waved as a result. First one in for Navy is Busick. White will break it out through the legs of Aiden Lawson. Forward, but coughed back up. Bordakovsky picks up a loose puck. Good pass from his defense. He's in alone on the near side corner. Now up the wall to Greeno. Attempts a pass across to Mullins, and it went back out to neutral ice, so Navy will have to regroup. Mahar into the middle for Luke Beetle, and a penalty is coming up here against Navy for a hook, and we will get to see White operate on the man advantage. I don't know, Parker, is this the spark you think that they need to maybe make something happen?
Potentially. Ulrich headed to the box. This could be the spark White needs.
Who are they going to send out there? Looks like it's Lions with both Mahars on the ice.
Yeah, first time operating on the power play tonight for White. See what they can do.
Brady Robbins has it now.
The
last
iPad
man out
man.
there is Noah Johnson out in front of the net. That big frame. Navy quick to send it the length.
And the iPad man, Luke Cooley, getting after it.
Yeah, Cooley's got His work cut out from him here.
He's working
Not
on
a lot
the
of time
here.
Navy breaking up that regroup by White. Mahar up the far side, carries it in himself, stops at the top of the far circle. Forced to his backhand and sends one off the wall, back out to the neutral zone. And 45 seconds into this White power play. Nothing set up so far. They'll enter the zone clean this time. Puck's in the middle of the ice, a shot, blockered aside by Maisner. Picked up in the near side corner by Lyons and then turned over as he sent one to the middle. Yoon trying to charge the other way. Navy needing a change as the puck's in front of their bench. Some chaos ensues. Now Yoon almost hacked down at the red line. Play continues as he's able to stay on his feet. To the corner. Poked by Cott. Up the close wall. Cott down low, trying to carry that one to the middle. He had way more time than I think he realized, Parker, and now blowing a tire out in the neutral zone is Jack Williams, as Navy will send it the length once again.
Yeah, Cole Ferrauner getting some PP time out here.
Knocking the rust off, Parker.
Power play.
Here's Ferrauner into the zone. Down in the near corner, carries it around to the far side, all the way back up to the point, now seeds it up top to Kwame. Ferrauner again to Kwame, near side, out of the box is Ulrich, and White is 0 for 1 on the man advantage tonight. Ulrich is going to churn on the Jets now, gets past Kwame, carrying it in at the near dot, steps to his backhand, and a good job by Jack Williams to stop him from getting that backhand away, as diving forward was Stracer, forcing that move to the far side, and both him and his defenseman are responsible for Navy only maintaining a 4-goal lead instead of jumping out to a 5 spot.
Yeah. Ulrich looking for his 4th there.
Greedy. Really good job coming out of the box and, you know, recognizing that maybe there's some tired legs out there for White. I mean, he just straight up out-muscles Kwame on that play, and it's a good job to get back by Williams, but Ulrich almost beat him to that far post. Cross-ice pass to Mann, who has that one bounce off of his stick. Sent back up top. Mullins far side. Great pass through the seam. And Karkos a little too unselfish there. I think he could have one-timered that one into the back of the net. Navy dumps it in. Bounces off the back wall. Shuffling this one to the near side. Out into the neutral zone. It bounces back on net, and freezing play is Maisner. And another look at the stats of man wearing number 7 tonight for Navy, Lucas Mann. He spent some time in the USHL and Colorado last year in the Null, Parker. He's had 2 seasons now with the Grit, 29 games played, 8 goals and 14 assists, and as an 06, still a little bit of time to develop there, so you got to love that he has that junior experience already. And now here with 2 years left of eligibility, this is really where you see a lot of guys, if they're going to take that step, it's right now.
To the USHL this season, and then, you know, potentially back to the Null for their last year. Kind of like what we saw with Van Sickle on Fairbanks last year. He was up with Omaha, and then for that age-out year, came back, played in the Null, because like we talked about, there's only those limited spots for those age-outs up in the USHL.
Navy into the neutral zone. Bordakovsky's in with Mann. Bordakovsky to Mann. His shot back to Bordakovsky. Scores! Tic-tac-toe play by Lucas Mann and Jason Bordakovsky. That gives Navy a 5-goal lead with 9:28 left in the third.
Wow.
You got to love when the guy that we show the graphic of that we have ready to go picks up a big assist like that.
Yeah, and that slide back to Bordakovsky, he just noticed Lawson had turned completely towards him. Reading that situation, Bordakovsky's wide open and able to slide it back into a empty empty screen back there.
I don't know what Stracer's supposed to do about that one.
Yeah, there's not much you can do on that one.
And I think the thing that you don't like to see there for White is they actually had numbers back. That was a 2-on-2, but just not great communication in the middle of the ice, right? That should have been a play where one guy had man, one guy had Bordakovsky. Like you said, skates are turned the wrong direction, and it's definitely a September kind of play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tipped on in front. Good look there from Noah Johnson. And I'm really liking what I'm seeing out of the Mound, Minnesota native. Parker, what do you got on him?
On Noah Johnson, we talked about him a little bit. You know, he's split his time between SDP 18 AAA and USHS in Minnesota. Benilde St. Margaret School. 26 games played, 8 points, 34 PIMs. Brings size and grit to the lineup. That's the notes I have. I don't have any of his stats from 18 AAA. They weren't on elite prospects, but
first year of junior hockey then.
Yes.
I mean,
06, he played his senior year last year of high school, and then making that step.
I mean, and normally when you see a guy that big, the thing you take for granted is the physicality, and you know, his stats maybe allude to that a little bit, but he just seems to be in a great spot so far tonight. Just right place, right time, making a lot happen offensively. Obviously, he has the one goal.
Yeah, he had one of the 2 goals for White. I've liked his game a lot here tonight. I think that's someone we're going to be talking about potentially in October.
Lead pass to Yoon, who gets tied up and taken down by Jack Williams. Here comes White back into the zone. A cross-ice pass way too far forward from Fronner there gets broken up. Greeno to the middle for Yoon. Has Matviev in front of him. Matviev back through the middle of the ice, looking for Ulrich on the far side. The pass was too far ahead of him, but now Navy creates a turnover. It's Yoon to the dot. Up top, Greeno. Greeno back down the wall to Matviev. Centering look, deflects on net. Loose at the top of the crease. And it's scooped out of harm's way by Cole Fronner. He starts to rush the opposite direction. 2-on-2. Waits and shoots. Sent to the close side of the net. Puck dislodged from the back of the netting. A shot on. Save was made there by Maisner, who I don't think saw that at all. And now we're going to see Fronner and Greeno engaged in a wrestling match. And, you know, when we're talking about training camp scraps, you don't expect to see it from 2 guys that have played together not just last year, but multiple seasons now.
Yeah, and Fronner caught Greeno up high. Greeno shoved him back, and then they kind of just went at it a little bit there. I'm sure Fronner not enthusiastic about this 7-2 shellacking they're getting from Team Navy.
Now that's just the kind of guy that Cole Fronner is. He doesn't care who you are. He doesn't care
where you played.
If you played with him. If you're doing something that he takes exception to, he's going to stand up for himself, for his teammates, and good to see. Again, that's the type of altercation that you look at who it is, you look at the circumstances, and I think it's a good thing. Shot from McKenna on the far side by Navy, deflected up and over. In the corner, McKenna all the way to the point. Berg will just toss this one back to the far side. Bordakovsky, most recent goal in the contest. Worked away from him by Beadle. And now it deflects into the crowd. One of those young fans gets to go together, go home with a nice souvenir. Well, we'll be right back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Alaska time for the second of these 2 games. And I think the interesting thing to see, Parker, is you have such a lopsided score in this game. Is that an indication of, you know, chemistry on the team, of who's on which side? Or, you know, is it just one of those things where you see White bounce back in a big way tomorrow and maybe guys just had an off night, or there's some, you know, chemistry that's formed overnight after this game? This early in the season, in this environment, you never know what you're going to see.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and I think the guys on White just aren't clicking like the guys on Navy. Maybe they just need to talk a little bit more about it, figure some things out. take a look in the mirror and.
Well, maybe Luke Cooley needs to draw something up.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're being honest, it's clear
Let's see him
where the
draw something up
responsibility
here.
falls. Puck's in the Navy defensive end, cycling it low to Beadle is Merritt Waldrop.
I mean, Navy does have the D coach, you know, so.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
never know.
Ilya
They've been
Demidov coaching a
defensively-
great game, I think.
Defensively well. KHL Super.
And this is a real rivalry of minds and personalities as well. I
That
mean,
too.
on the road, these are two guys that
Just
have to
going at
room
each other.
together, and we
Yeah.
spent a lot of late nights talking with both of these guys. I mean, it's a
Hanging
natural rivalry.
Yeah, it's a comedy show when you're in a room with Luke Cooley and Ilya Demidov. It is unbelievable. Some of the stuff that is said, the antics. I mean, I can't wait to go on the road this year.
Oh, always a fun time. Navy will work this one out of their defensive end, and White is quick to regroup, charging up the far side as Lions. He drops it back. A shot is deflected and picked back up by Lions in the close corner. He'll send it to the point. Another shot tipped just to the short side. Now behind the net, Tarasenko trying to reestablish possession for Navy. He does, breaking this one out, and now it's Mann up the close side. Mann forward, shot forced on by Van Tassel. He'll cycle it backwards, and it's now sent low quickly as Gabe Revivo getting a chance to go with these two skaters. And the numbers are a little bit short, Parker, so even though we've seen a couple lines start to develop, you're also seeing guys still getting a look with some
They're just
different
rolling,
players every
you
other
know?
shift.
Yeah, just rolling lines.
Well,
trying
and
to
if
give
you're
guys ice.
Ilya Demidov, I mean, absolutely the right decision.
Oh.
And just let your forwards do what they've been doing all night. I mean, it's Cooley that needs to take a hard look in the mirror at what's going on with his forward core.
Get the chemistry going, Cooley.
Into
Chemistry
the
Cooley.
zone, Sam Everett, far side, pass missed.
He's going to have to get in the lab like Walter White tonight. Start cooking up some plays.
You got a whole night to figure things
Yeah.
out.
Rest is not a weapon. They play again at 2 o'clock tomorrow.
A good shot forced down low as Everett had one tip off of his stick just wide. Buzik leaves this one for Matviev. Enters the zone clean. A great look there. Was hoping Buzik could skate forward into that. That pass might have got a bit tipped as Matviev cut to the middle and then just tried to put it in that soft area towards the front of the net. Another turnover from White. Here's Buzik down low to Matviev. Bottom of the circle. Overhandles it a bit, but is able to work it to the top of the zone. A shot from distance by Mullins is swallowed up by Stracer. 4:13 left to go here in the third period.
Power cycle? What do you mean?
Face-off is going to be to the left side of Stracer now, as taking the draw for Navy was
Here, Mike, call me on my cell.
Yoon. White will exit the zone. Greeno back at his defensive blue line. Forward to Yoon. Bounced it off the close wall into White territory. A pass to the middle of the ice. It's picked up by Mayhar. He enters the zone with speed. Mayhar stopping at the top of the far circle. A pass through the middle. Now it's Christian with the puck. Down to the corner. Caught. Leaving it for Lawson. He gets it taken away by Mullins as Navy looks to exit. Greeno to Mullins. Mullins stood up by Ian Christian there, and some cheers of approval from the Team White bench. Now Greeno, shot. Forced through traffic, but up and over. Navy has possession for a moment. White trying to flip this one off the far glass and out of the zone. Instead, now they'll have to go D to D as Lawson dodges a check, and right on him was McKenna, who is able to get this one forced back to the point where it's held inside the zone by Montagna. White down the ice, and this is going to be an easy icing call against the listed home team as they were hemmed in for a while and forced to send this one the length. 2:57 left to go in the third period. Coming up after this contest is over, we'll take a quick look at the final stats from tonight and prepare you for tomorrow afternoon's contest at 2 p.m. local. It's all coming up in the postgame show, just under 3 minutes away. Navy off the face-off win. They get it to Ulrich. His pass towards Bordakovsky was intercepted And the Beetle brothers are storming back the other direction. Cross blue line pass sent down low, but behind its intended target by Matthew Tarleton. Some good passing plays on that zone entry, but the most important one didn't connect.
Yeah, that last one, if Frauner would have been a lefty there, it would have been right in his wheelhouse. Right-hand shot, though.
Bortnikowski coming in, odd man rush to the middle of the ice. Backhand shot attempt. Stracer fought that one off as Montagna overhandled that there, Parker. I think he should have just ripped that from the low slot.
Yeah. Trying to not be selfish, 7-2.
You're saying you can be a little more selfish,
yeah,
maybe?
You know, if it was a 2-1 game, I could see the shot, but trying to spread the love. Big point night.
Beetle back into the zone. He loses that for a moment, forces it on, and almost finds a deflection past the netminder in Maisner. Now Navy the other way, cross-eyes pass. Stracer with a save as he slides from right to left.
You know what I've noticed? Navy has had a lot of 2-on-1 opportunities, and I think it's due to the fact they're breaking the puck out so well.
Well, I think it's Cooley's neutral zone system.
Neutral zone trap
just
is
terrible.
non-existent.
I mean, you know, you really got to take a look in the mirror if you're Luke Cooley, I think, at this point. Maybe just devise some new systems.
Shredded at 10 o'clock tonight as he's going through video.
I can't wait to get a text from Luke Cooley tonight. Peace and love. Far side of the ice.
Just gonna wake up to hate mail from Cooley.
Pipe bomb it, yeah.
Yeah.
Cooley's gonna make me go behind the bench and do the broadcast, see how well I do. Not great, probably, would be my guess. More of a ref in my spare time than a coach. Dumped back to the corner. 1 minute left here in tonight's inter-squad matchup as Navy, it's been their show here tonight. Entering the zone, Greeno carrying it around to the far side, tripped up and allowed to play on. Half a minute left to go here in the final period. I don't know if DJ Joe Brady started the Cheers theme song and is playing us out of this one.
I think he's playing us out of this one, of this 7-2 shellacking. Oh, a little Hall & Oates.
15 seconds left now. Mullins is going to wait with it behind the net, and come on, one last rush here.
This is Huey Lewis in the news, not Hall & Oates.
Mullins is going to take a hit from Sam Everett. Puck is out in front of the white bench and carried back to their defensive zone as time expires.
That'll do it.
A great kickoff to this training camp weekend. A lot of talent showcased. Team Navy on top, 7-2. We're back in a moment with the post-game show. So don't go anywhere. You're watching the Anchorage Wolverines inter-squad weekend. Team Navy, the veteran Team White in the first game of the weekend. Welcome back to the Sullivan Arena. Isaac Smolden, Parker Hovilla, bringing you through the final stats of this contest. And Parker, it was all Team Navy tonight. They jumped out to that early lead in the first and never looked back. They win 7-2.
Didn't look back. They unhitched the trailer and hit the gas. AJ Ulrich ends up with
Not the game-winning goal, which is wild because he scored 3 in the first period, which is all that you would have needed to pot a GWG, right, on your own. But the final shots in this period, as Parker shows me his phone behind the paper, just a little look behind the camera, folks. What they said, White got 4 more for a total of 14. And 6 for Navy in that third period. And you could kind of feel things start to slow down. 26 total shots for Navy, but you know, the final shots 26-14, I think really illustrate how lopsided that contest was.
Yeah, and you'll have to let Cooley know that he did get outshot tonight.
Yeah, you know what? Right after this, I'll go down and tell him. He probably should know that.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. So Ulrich 3 goals in the first period. Karkos adds 1 as well. He's the one that ends up getting that game-winning goal. Johnson is able to cash in for White, and in the second period there, the Beetle brothers, a goal and an assist. It's Luke that ends up getting that goal. And that last goal in the third period, the only one we really haven't talked about, Bordakovsky from Man, it's always great. I love, you know, we have to do these graphics so far in advance. We're messing up in Photoshop and sending them to each other and, oh, who are we going to do? You know, when we feature one and that shift, that's the guy that, you know, cashes in with a beautiful assist, just warms your heart.
Yeah, it
makes
does.
me feel really good.
It's good for the soul.
Yeah. Absolutely. And, man, he was knocking on the doorstep. I really like that line. I think it was him, Bordakovsky, and Karkos that got a couple looks with each other. You can see some early things starting to gel, especially for the Navy guys and especially for a lot of the young guys. I think there were some returners that had some great nights, showed a lot of confidence, but I'm glad to see a lot of scoring coming from guys that we're not as familiar with. It's exactly what you want. We kind of know what the guys that are coming back can do. I want to see some new guys, especially as we continue into tomorrow, step up, put the puck in the back of the net.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that's the whole goal of it, especially playing games this early, seeing what the squad's going to look like, who stands out, and kind of starting to slot guys in places, you know, kind of hesitantly.
Right.
I guess that could be the right word for it. And see who can score, who's going to be defensive, you know, what shoes are guys going to fill this season. And like we talked about, great seeing the returning guys come back. All of them seem to get a point or get some great shots on net, showing their skill from last year that showed that they were qualified to be on that team, fighting for a spot again this year on this team.
Well, that's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Alaska time. Thank you for spending your evening with us. For everyone helping bring you the broadcast tonight, Eric on the cameras, Mike Cook doing all the production, Parker Hovilla to my left. For myself, Isaac Smolden. Hope you have a good rest of your night from wherever you're watching from. Until we see you tomorrow afternoon, stay safe. Go Wolverines.
Show you how love can be.